guys, God bless. Welcome back to my channel. I am Charlene and I have a treat for you guys. As y'all should know by now, I have MildLiners and I was late to the party, but there's a lot of hype involving the MildLiners, and the thing now is, okay, can there be an inexpensive option? Okay, so I seen them online, but I did not actually follow a review on the off-brand version of these. Mainly because I'm like, well, these are here and they're in person, and if I can buy it in person, I'd rather do that than wait for something online. But recently I've discovered a jewel, and here is the Pen Plus Gear dual end markers, which, yes, my friend, are the dupe, or the, I would say, off-brand version of MildLiners. They are identical in the concept, and as you keep on watching, you're going to see the comparison in colors. Now, let's start with some hard truth. MildLiners are expensive. They're like $30 for 25. That is more than what, $1 and some change per marker? Right. Pen Plus Gear gives you 24 markers of a wide variety of colors for roughly 13 and some change. That, my friend, is less than half the cost of MildLiners. I hope I have your attention. So, and let me tell you, these have been in the store for quite some time. I saw them when they first dropped, and I was like, they look like MildLiners. But I was a little hesitant, mainly because, like I said, I have already bought all of these. But since using them, I realized, okay, I want more colors. Mainly because not only do I highlight with these with my notes and my journaling Bibles, but now I also color with them. So I need more colors. So as you can see, I decided to line them up according to color comparison based on eyeballing them. And that's exactly what I did. So if I made a mistake, charge it to my eyes and not my heart. But as you can see, there are, I think, only 3 that I did not have a match for. But disclaimer, as I recently went in the store and looked at a pack of MildLiners, those colors are available in MildLiner. It's just in a packaging that I have already had majority of the colors in, so I did not want to waste my money for such a thing. But I got these instead because I know I needed a brown for coloring purposes. But what I'm about to do for you guys here, I'm going to take each color from the MildLiner on the left and the Pen Plus Gear on the right. And we are going to compare and contrast in shade, texture, I guess, consistency. Never actually got around to flipping the page over. I just realized that as I'm doing this voiceover. I'm so sorry, because I wanted to flip it over and show you guys what it looked like from the other side, because the main thing that has the MildLiner so popular is the fact that they have minimum bleed through, minimum shadowing in most cases, and they are pretty easy and decent on Bible paper, which is one of the thinnest papers or types of papers out there. So as I go through this lineup of the colors, I'm going to actually keep them paired together. And it's a good thing that I did, because one of the biggest things that I guess someone may look at it as a negative, but not really to me, is the fact that the Pen Plus Gear does not have names. So they are just colors, like they're just color markers. They don't even have generic names like blue, red, pink, orange. They are just plainly labeled Pen Plus Gear, and they just have a picture showing you the traditional chisel highlighting side and then the marker point side. And you guys know, again, this is what caught my attention, because MildLiners is famous for having a marker side, which you can color with like I do, or the chisel side where you can highlight, which in all honesty, you guys have seen me prefer the marker point to even highlight, because I prefer highlighting the words only and not necessarily the whole entire area around the words, because it makes for more usage of the highlighter, which I feel is a waste. And to me, it's not as neat as focusing on highlighting the words only and not the whole entire page. But that's my personal preference. You may be traditional, and that's totally up to you. Now, I would say so far with this comparison on the page, they are very close in color, if not identical in most cases. There were some incidents where you may see a brighter color on the left or the right, but overall, there wasn't anything too different and drastic. Now, another reason that prompted me to actually buy this packaging of markers from Pen Plus Gear is the fact that there are a few colors on or in within the MildLiner packaging that were a little ink heavy. And they did actually bleed through the other end, which was a bummer because that's the main thing that people always said, MildLiners don't bleed through. And also another disclaimer for anyone out there, I am considered a featherweight when it comes to my hands. I do not bear down on my pens, markers, or highlighters. So keep that in mind as I actually do this demonstration on the page. And I will make another video sometime soon letting you guys see a visual of me actually using these markers in my Bible, in the Bible of choice, which I think would be a fair comparison or contrast would be my inspired Bibles, because they're not too thin and they're not too thick. They're like somewhere in the middle. And because if you're in the Bible journaling community or you take a lot of notes and you do creative journaling, then more than likely you're doing it in one of many journaling Bibles, and one of the most popular ones is the Inspired Collection by Tyndall. Okay, so on this side, I decided very quickly before I turned the camera off, I said, wait a minute, let me show you guys the tip side or the marker side, which is my personal preference for highlighting, writing, and coloring as of now. And one thing that I did notice from MildLiner to Pen Plus Gear, the tip seems to be softer on the MildLiner side than on the Pen Plus Gear. So it seems to be a little more stiff, which would probably be more ideal for the writing and not necessarily coloring, because you want the color to actually spread so you can use less of the marker. But to each his own, right? I would say, me personally, it wasn't too much of a big deal of a difference where I can say, oh, I'm definitely going to cancel out one or the other. But that was something that I said, I'm going to keep in mind, because I've tried writing regularly with the MildLiner and it was a little puffy and a little thick. And on the eyeballing or eyesight view, they don't look like there's a difference in size on the marker tips on the MildLiners and the Pen Plus Gear. But as I was writing, it was real clear that Pen Plus Gear it was like a sharpness and a firmness to the point. Now I'm doing what I probably should have did in the beginning, but I'm so glad I actually decided to do it in general, and you'll see in a second. I decided to write out the color names on the MildLiners to help with compare contrast for anyone who's in the market of buying these markers, or if you're interested in comparing and contrasting in a specific color on your own. Now, I do have question marks on the MildLiner markers on the side because I realized that one of my packagings of MildLiners are actually in Japanese, which is weird because I actually got all of my MildLiners from Walmart and they're all supposed to be in English. Now, there are some that are in Japanese, but usually those are online or maybe in Michael's or some other store, but definitely Walmart. Most of the packagings that I got were actually in English. So I went down the list and I wrote out the colors per MildLiner. Just keep that in mind because the Pen Plus Gear does not have color names on them. Now, this is where I realized I made a mistake. I have dupes, right? And as you can see, I had a total of 4 dupes that I kept in a separate bag away from the other markers to keep from inconsistently using the same one in case I run out, so I would know like these are the new ones and these are the old ones. So I have 2 apricots, and somehow the 2 apricots got in the stash as I was comparing the markers. And I realized, okay, wait a minute. There's another color here that wasn't the same as the one that I actually transferred over. So, and I was looking like, you know what? These colors look very similar, and they are very similar, but I called it in time. So instead of, writing, I wrote down apricot because I had 2, but just to, save drama, Pen Plus Gear does actually have the matching color to that color. MildLiner just doesn't have a name because it's in Japanese, so I couldn't write it for you guys. But here's my comparison between the MildLiners and the Pen Plus gear. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Love you guys. God bless. Take care. Bye.